If you're someone who loses control of the ball when running at high speeds, today I'm going to help you fix that. Because you might think that running with the ball at high speeds just involves you pushing the ball and running after it. But boy, let me prove you wrong. Because believe it or not, there's actually a technique that you can use to give you maximum control of the ball even when traveling at the highest speeds. And it doesn't actually have much to do with your ball control at all. I used to be the player that thought if I could just run faster, I could run faster with the ball. But after playing football for 13 years and gathering knowledge from training, watching videos, and also experimenting on my own, I've come to realize that there isn't just one technique, but 3 different techniques that I used in 3 different situations. And today I'm going to show you what all those 3 are and how to train them. This is one way to carry the ball. This is the second way to carry the ball. And this is a third way to carry the ball. Now, if you can't tell exactly what is the difference between these 3 methods, that's probably why you're losing the ball when running with it at high speeds. Because believe it or not, all 3 ball carrying methods that I showed you are different. And if you use the wrong one at the wrong time, best case, it slows you down. Worst case, you lose the ball. I'm sure you've seen this clip of Gareth Bale absolutely smoking Barcelona with his speed. And this is a classic example of the hit and jet technique. And it's basically as the name suggests. You hit the ball, turn on the jets, and then run after it. Generally, this technique is mostly seen on the wing when a pace abuser doesn't want to beat her opponent using skills, and so she just hits the ball long and runs after it. But sometimes you'll also see this skill used in the middle of the pitch when the person on the ball has more time and space on the ball. And that is the key. More time and space. Without time and space, you risk pushing the ball out too far and you cannot confidently reach it before the opponent does. And it results in a 50-50 tackle that gambles your limbs in the process. The hit and jet is a technique that a lot of beginner players use when they want to run faster. And it's good because it teaches you to go after the ball, which means the ball is not actually what is slowing you down. But the problem arises when you realize that you've hit the ball too far out and now you can't get there before your opponent. And because you don't want to lose the duel, you attempt a Brexit tackle, which if you're playing in the Sunday League is completely legal. And when this happens enough times, you resort to not pushing the ball out far enough, which then slows down your game. Which brings me to the second technique that I want to talk about. This is one technique that elite players have mastered really well. Whenever you are going to engage with a defender in a 1v1, you're going to need to slow down. You're squaring up against the defender and they're standing in front of you. But when you do slow down, it also means that this invites the opponent to come close to you. And because the opponent is close to you, you know that you cannot have the ball at a standstill. But you also cannot have the ball too far out because then the opponent could just stick a leg in and win the ball. So instead, you drag the ball. You're keeping the ball moving so the defender keeps guessing what you're going to do next. But at the same time, the ball is also under your protection because it's under you. Now, the drag queen method is one that I would only suggest you use when you're engaging with a defender in a 1v1. Because if you're trying to run at really high speeds and you're dragging the ball with you, you're not going to get very far very quickly. It's like trying to start a new chapter in your life, but you're also carrying the burden of expectations of everyone around you. And the drag queen method is also something that a lot of players use because they want to keep the ball under control when they're running at high speeds. Because they're afraid that if they push it out too far, they'll lose control of it, they end up not pushing it out far enough and then it keeps slowing them down. This was a problem that I had as well just a year back, and it wasn't until I did a one-on-one session with a coach that this was finally pointed out and I fixed it. But just because it's not something that you will use at high speeds, it doesn't mean that it's a problem. It has its use, and later I'll show you an example where all 3 techniques are used in one situation. But there is a third technique that allows you to run at full speed while also keeping the ball under your control. This third technique is what some of the best footballers in the world use when they want to keep the ball under control but also run really fast. And this is where you run with the ball. It sounds simple, but hear me out. Notice the difference between these 2 runs. In this first one, the ball is pushed up first and then the run is made. In the second one, the ball and the person move at the same time. Notice the difference between how close the ball is to the feet in both these clips. And this is a technique that you will see used by the best dribblers time and time again. Take a look at this Messi clip. Here he pushes the ball and moves with it all at the same time. This is what allows him to keep the ball under control and change the direction of the ball with every touch. And that's because when he changes the direction of the ball, his body moves with it. He's expending less energy to keep up with the ball. When we're talking about the ball being glued to your feet, this is what it means. This isn't to say that he doesn't hit the ball and run after it. He does that too. But when there is time and space. When there isn't time and space and the defenders are close to him, this is the technique that he uses. And then of course in a game, you'll end up using all 3. Sometimes even all 3 in a single movement. Look at this Lamine Yamal clip. Here he first engages the defender by using the drag queen method. The ball is under his body and the defender is close to him. Then to get out of the situation, he uses the hit and jet. He pushes the ball long and runs after it. Now the defender is on his back and he does a lovely little nutmeg to beat him. And then here he moves with the ball because he knows the defender is close to him. He wants to move quickly but still have full control over the ball. Now all three techniques have their place and no one is better than the other. They just have to be used at the right time to be the most effective. And practicing all three is crucial if you want to be able to use them at their full potential in a game. So how do you go about training this? Well, the beauty of it is that you get to practice all three in one go if you want to. If you don't, feel free to break them up. For this one, set up 2 cones 20 steps apart and then set up 3 cones in a straight horizontal line 10 steps apart from either one of the end cones. Start by running towards the middle cones using the air glider method. Have your foot against the ball and as you push the ball, move with it. The key is to use your back foot to push you and instead of punching the ball, think of pushing the ball. Then as you approach the cones, use the drag queen method. Slow down and allow the ball to naturally fall underneath your body as you protect it. A good cue is to have the ball and your knee in line. Then do a skill move to beat the cones or defender and use the hit and jet technique to get out of the situation. Congratulations, you've just practiced all 3 techniques. Now if that felt overwhelming, feel free to break them down and work on it individually. Now if you want to maximize your time and make sure you get something out of every training session, make sure you check out this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've gained something valuable from this video.